On behalf of the Corps of Cadets, I welcome you to the 110th Army and Navy Academy Commencement Ceremony. Army and Navy Academy has a long-standing tradition, best described by our motto, which is inscribed on the inside front gate arch, which is behind you. Pro Deo et pro Patria, for God and for country. Today, the class of 2021 will enter through that arch for the last time as cadets and depart through the guarding gates as graduates and alumni. The years these cadets have spent at the Academy will soon be over. At some point today, they will reflect on their memories of friendship, as well as the many academic, leadership, and athletic demands of the Academy. This year in particular has been the most challenging year in the Academy's history. These young men have exhibited grit, determination, and perseverance during the COVID pandemic. The village that consisted of you, Academy staff and faculty, but most importantly, our cadets, rose to the occasion in an ever-changing environment. Of all the independent schools in San Diego County, Army and Navy Academy is the only one that had 0 student COVID cases on campus. When these young men leave through the garden gate today, they will finish their page in the Army and Navy Academy history as they join the ranks of all other alumni who have gone before. We now will begin our ceremony with the processional. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand in honor of the processional party and remain standing for the invocation. And now, it is my pleasure to present to you the 110th graduating class of Army and Navy Academy, the class of 2021. Today, the invocation will be given by Cadet First Lieutenant Artem Burtsev, our cadet chaplain. You'll have to flip the page. All right. At the bottom.
Okay. First, I'd like to start off by wishing everyone a happy Funky Monkey Friday. Now, let us pray. Please bow your heads. We thank you for all that you do for us. We also thank you for keeping our class safe throughout our senior year, a difficult one at that. May you continue to help guide and steer us in the right direction. Help us to be a beacon of light for our family, friends, and those we come into contact with. And to remember the values and lessons we have learned at the Academy. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Major General Arthur Bartell, President of Army and Navy Academy.
What a great day to be a warrior in Carlsbad. I'd like to welcome everybody here to this momentous occasion, and I can't help but tell you how excited I am that I'm able to address you in person. These graduation events that we've had over the last 2 days, culminating in this incredible event, were touch and go for the entire year. Just like everything else that's been going on with this pandemic, the uncertainty, we planned and planned and planned, and I'm just so happy that we were able to pull this off in spite of all of the state and county regulations and all of that. We were able to pull this off. And to reiterate what the Commandant told you, I think what we're most proud of as a village here, and you should be proud of as part of that village, is the fact that we were able to pull this off without a single positive COVID case amongst our cadets this year. My pride in these cadets, it's hard for me to articulate, but this is their moment. We always say, it's about the boys, it's about these boys. Oh, let me scratch that. It's about these men. These boys have become men, virtuous men. And so thank you for joining us here today for this great occasion, the first sunny morning in the month of May. No May gray today, because we want these young men to shine, and they are brilliant. So as we get started with this great ceremony, I'd like to do a few introductions here. On my left, I'd like to introduce the chairman of our remarkable Board of Trustees, Mr. Barry Schreier. Seated next to him is our incredible Vice President for Finance and Operations, Ms. Janet Pullen. On my right, our remarkable Dean of Academics, Mr. Ethan Segovia. Next to him, our intrepid Commandant of Cadets, Colonel Wayne Ward, United States Marine Corps retired. And next to him, our dynamic athletic director, who I might say has done an incredible job this year of getting some athletics going for our young men, Mr. Nehemiah Brunson. And with that, to really get things rolling, I'd like to bring up the Dean of Academics, Mr. Ethan Segovia. Thank you.
Thank you, General. Gives me great pleasure to introduce our outstanding team of educators who truly make today possible. It is this special group of teachers, counselors, and supporting staff who prepare our cadets to be successful after they leave our gates. I want to personally thank our wonderful faculty for all of their hard work this year with these fine young men during a very challenging year. Please stand when your name is called. I will begin with my support system, the truly incredible Assistant Dean of Academics, Ms. Amy Coe. Our faculty chair and math teacher, Ms. Jolene Mitchell. For the science department, department chair, Mr. Chris Papa J. Johnson. Dr. Robin Cowan, senior class advisor. Mr. Gabriel Contreras. And Miss Jean LeCobb. For aviation, Mr. Kevin Moss. For computer sciences, Mr. Malcolm Muter. In the fine arts department, coming up on his 29th year, the legendary Mr. John Musser. Fine arts, Mr. Terry Matsuoka. And bringing the band back together next year, Mr. Leland Lugo, bandmaster. For English, department chair, Miss Jamie Frankfurth. Miss Rosemary Burkhart. Mr. Chad Stewart. And also ASB director, Mr. Jeff Miller. For the mighty social science department, department chair, Mr. Nick Hall. Mr. Gavin Hooker. Mr. Philip Zamora. And Ms. Allison Statham. Languages other than English, alumni, Mr. Rafael Rodriguez. And also doing ANATV, philosophy, and a variety of other classes, Miss Eleni Theochari, Frau T. For English for students of other languages, Director of International Students and Department Chair, Miss Maya Ramirez. For the mighty Math Department, Department Chair, Miss Casey Drake. Miss Lisa Caffro. Also Senior Class Advisor, Mr. Bobby Huggins. And Miss Denise Martin. Director of Learning Strategies, Miss Melinda Hess. And Senior Army Instructor, Mr. Kirby Scarborough. And the Colonel will be introducing the JROTC team a little later. For our counseling team, lead counselor, Miss Brittany Siegel. Counselor, Miss Tina Benedict. And Counselor, Mr. Sean Wynn. We have an incredible support staff behind us. Miss Amber Smith, Executive Assistant, who does relatively everything on campus. Miss Amber. And the gateway to your diploma and transcripts, Miss Tammy Clark, Registrar. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in another round of applause and recognition to these dedicated professionals.
Before I introduce my staff, I'd like to introduce somebody that supports me on campus and the cadets, and I think without her, wouldn't be able to get it done. My wife, Miss Delilah Ward. Okay, hang tight. There's quite a list for you here. It's my pleasure to introduce the Commandant's staff. Deputy Commandant Gunnery Sergeant Charles Glimka. Assistant Commandant for Cadet Life, Master Sergeant Lionel Salisbury. In the stands over here, Assistant Commandant for Operations and Security, Jeffrey Gibson. Senior Army Instructor, Lieutenant Colonel Kirby Scarborough. LET 3, Chief Warrant Officer 4, Manny Ortiz. And teaching LET 1 and 2, First Sergeant Jeffrey Palacios. Our TACs, they're a trainer, advisor, counselor, coach. They spend countless hours with your cadets, mentoring and helping. I'll start with Headquarters Company, Battalion Staff, Lionel Salisbury. Alpha Company, TAC Officer Kevin Clark. Charlie Company, Jason McDonald. Bravo Company, Damiano Impastado. Echo Company, Paul Nixon. And also in the audience here are two support TACs, Alfonso Oseguera and Torrance St. Romain. Our health center is headed up by RN Miss Tamaris Moncrief and her staff. Our transportation by David Oberly and his team. Summer programs, which we are moving, that's next on our list, and that's summer camps, and that's headed up by Ken Weeks. Our campus user groups, David Johnson. And this is an important one. That's fall and summer activities. And believe it or not, this has been an incredible year of sporting events and just having a lot of fun with your cadets here on weekends, evenings, you name it, the activities. It's one thing the pandemic has brought as a forcing function, and that is to find more things to do to keep your cadets involved. And it has been fantastic. And that's our summer activities, fall and summer activities. That's Alex DeSantos with support from the canteen and lifeguard staff. And I have to give a special shout out to the mess hall staff. We have Frank Lashes and Mr. Louis Poss and his staff. Our maintenance facilities and cleaning and our cleaning staff headed up by Brian Fowler and Ms. Rain Reyes. And all the other amazing departments that make this academy run smooth. Please join me with a round of applause for these dedicated men and women.
Take a page from the Commandant's book. Miss Segovia is here, if you could please stand. She's not on campus much because we have a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old, but she gets a little break today, very well deserved, and appreciate the supporting me in this role. Every 3 years, the faculty vote to elect a faculty chairperson. This faculty member serves in a variety of roles, which involves representing the voice of the faculty at academic council meetings, as a member of the Board of Trustees, and in many other capacities. At this time, I invite our faculty chairperson, Ms. Jolene Mitchell, to the podium to give the charge to the class of 2021.
I would like to thank the parents, grandparents, relatives, and guests for joining the faculty, administration, staff, Corps of Cadets in celebrating the graduation of the class of 2021, the 110th Army and Navy graduating class. Thank you for sharing these very special young men with us. Gentlemen, today is the day. You are graduating. Soon you will receive your diplomas and no longer be cadets of the Army and Navy Academy. You will be alumni. This is a new beginning, one of freedom and one of great responsibility. We have provided you with exceptional academic, leadership, and personal development opportunities, the knowledge, skills, and training needed to accomplish your goals and help open the doors to top university acceptances for you. Stanford, USC, UC Davis, UCLA, UCSD, Chapman, Baylor, Boston University, USD, the United States Naval Academy, the University of Washington, and many other fine institutions. We have challenged you to work hard and do your best, and we have provided you with the tools necessary for success. We have guided you and emphasized the importance of valuing, maintaining, and demonstrating character in all that you do as you work to become leaders of your generation. And now it is up to you. It will be very challenging, of that there is no question. The opportunities are limitless if you are determined to work as necessary to be successful and have a strong internal compass. One that is directed toward the right, honorable, and just as a virtuous young man. Last fall, as faculty chair, I issued you, the senior class, a challenge to carry on the traditions and high standards of the Corps of Cadets as established at our founding in 1910, to grow and achieve throughout the year, to safeguard and honor the Academy's national colors, and to pass them on with pride and honor, knowing that you and the senior class had achieved your goals. Today I'm here to issue every one of you a more serious challenge. I challenge and I charge you to pursue your goals with energy and determination, to work hard in all your endeavors, to continue to grow and develop into men of good character, to always be virtuous men. Today you become graduates of the Academy. This can never be taken from you. Remember the lessons you've learned, the skills we have provided you, and the bonds you have formed. Make every action and word spoken a demonstration that you are virtuous men, men of character, honor, integrity. Go above and beyond in all that you do. Be respectful of others. Be grateful. Most importantly, to your family who has supported and continues to support you in your endeavors. Live by the honor code. Value these characteristics in others and surround yourself with individuals who also value them. Congratulations, gentlemen. We are very proud of you today. Continue to make us proud. And remember, we are always warrior proud. Is there anyone here who will respond to this challenge?
I will respond to this challenge!
Congratulations to my fellow graduates of the class of 2021. This is a new beginning and we are ready. With the lessons learned from faculty and staff, I know that we have the academic, leadership, and personal skills to succeed in college and life. I'm happy to respond to this challenge for the class of 2021 and say that we promise to do our best to carry on the traditions and high standards of the Army and Navy Academy. We will pursue our goals with energy and determination. We will continue to grow and develop into men of good character. We will always be grateful for what we have learned at the Academy. We are all proud to soon be called alumni of the Army and Navy Academy. And most importantly, we are warrior proud! Warrior proud! Thank you.
Good afternoon and good morning, and it is a beautiful morning. I am here with the honor and privilege to introduce Major General Arthur Bartell. It occurred to me that some of you invitees may not have had the chance to get to know Major General Bartell's background. It's in the booklet that you were given. I'll summarize the last 3 of his 36 years of duty stations. He was the Deputy Director, Chief of Staff of Army Integration. Director, Joint Operations, U.S. Forces in Iraq. That's right, he held the keys. The Commanding General of the U.S. Army Cadet Command, which meant for some time before he got here, he was overseeing us. He has 2 master's degrees and a bachelor's degree from the University of Michigan. If you ask him, everything is a footnote to his time in Michigan. This is where he met his wife, Karen, who I'm going to ask to stand for a moment because you cannot speak of one of them without speaking of both of them. So Michigan is how he spends every Saturday during football season. As an aside, I spent many a Saturday talking to him after games, asking him not to go anywhere near tall buildings. The glory days of U of M football have been on a long sabbatical, but he will always have Tom Brady and his 7 Super Bowls. Then he finds himself here, overseeing the well-being of your cadets. I can tell you that 7 years ago, I had the privilege of being at his first graduation, and my son was in that graduating class. And therefore, I will have a picture of him in front of me in my office for the rest of my life. So, if I may, let me describe the life of overseeing your wonderful boys who are leaving here as virtuous young men. No easy task. So he has 300 cadets, all of whom he will tell you are stove touchers. This year's a little different. He has fewer stove touchers, but they all touch stoves. All have different needs, and all of them need to be attended to. 300 sets of parents, generally, all of whom, as you do, have perfect children. It can't be easy to be around that much perfection. 200 faculty, staff, and independent contractors, all fighting for their turf. Dozens of clubs and sports activities that he and Karen found a way to get to near all of their events. 20 or so members of the Board of Trustees who are all omniscient and therefore know the answer to every one of his challenges if he would only ask. And only one chairman of the board who is not only omniscient, but omnipotent, and whose judgments are morally perfect. Let's add this: rogue attorneys, sporting events that require screaming until vocal cords quit, the local community, and COVID. Yes, COVID. And we know no outbreaks, no closures. That was a monumentally difficult thing to do, especially early on. And if you had any sense of the planning that started over a year ago and went through the summer, he will tell you very quickly, the faculty and staff, did Herculean things. And all of these young men are the benefactors. So, I'm not even going to ask if any of you want this job. It is very difficult. So let me introduce the man who thinks about the safety and well-being of your boys 24/7. I dare say he will not stop when he drives off of campus. The man who understands his job is to make everyone on this campus their best selves. This is what greatness looks like. Outwardly focused, relentlessly persevering, believing that if you save a life, you save the world. What better champion could you have for your cadet? It's been my supreme honor to have served here at this academy with him, I will cherish forever being able to say he is my friend. I invite you to listen now. The sage will be speaking. Ladies and gentlemen, Major General Arthur Bartell.
Well, thank you, Mr. Schreier. I hope that I can live up to that introduction. As I said at the beginning, what a great day to be a warrior in Carlsbad at Army and Navy Academy. Chairman Schreier, members of our Board of Trustees, alumni, Vice President Pullen, Dean Segovia, Colonel Ward, Coach Brunson, directors, faculty, staff, parents, families, friends of our graduates, and most importantly, the Army and Navy Academy graduating class of 2021, welcome to this monumental and special event. Our lives changed 14 months ago when we were suddenly forced to transition to remote learning because of a novel virus called COVID-19, which has caused the worst pandemic in 100 years. We, like many others, scrambled to try to get our arms around the situation and chart a path forward. Masks, social distancing, constant hand washing, and how to adapt and implement all the COVID protocols in an academic environment. In fact, as I mentioned earlier, these events of the last 2 days are the first in-person events we've had in 14 months. And what an odyssey it has been to get here. In that vein, my themes for today are transitions and reflections. Life is about transitions. From the day we are born onward, we transition from elementary school to middle school to high school to where you graduates are today on the precipice of adulthood. This is a big one. You are about to charge off to the next phase of your lives, navigating the dips and curves life will inevitably throw at you with all the responsibilities that come along with being an adult. It is our fervent hope that we have armed you with the tools to deal with the obstacles you are sure to face and help you be prepared to go through the doors of opportunity that will be constantly opening and closing along your chosen path. It will be daunting for sure, but if your individual and collective performances this year are any indication, rest assured you are ready to face those challenges with grit, determination, far beyond what would have been expected before this year. So, tighten your seatbelts and get ready to launch. As we prepare for life's transitions, I submit that it is important to spend some quality time reflecting on what's transpired during our journeys, to think about lessons learned, what worked, what didn't. When the next chapter of Army and Navy Academy's history is written, the class of 2021 will surely be a highlight. You will be remembered as the class that spent its entire last year under the COVID cloud, facing unprecedented challenges and adversity, and despite it all, rose to a level beyond anyone's expectations. At this year's opening ceremony, I challenged you to make history. Well, you most certainly did. Many of you will remember my talks over the years about the importance of learning how to lead in adversity, how it's easy to be a leader when everything is going well, when things happen the way you planned them. But great leaders rise to the top when things aren't going well, when they don't happen the way you planned. This year provided the laboratory. Thank you for proving my assertion. Certainly, the class of 2020 faced adversity, spending the second half of their senior year learning remotely and not being able to have a physical graduation. But this intrepid class has spent an entire year, not school year, but calendar year, dealing with this pandemic. So let's reflect on that. As we look back at April and May of last year, we were facing many unknowns, not the least of which was whether or not we'd even be able to open for in-person learning in August. We struggled with the challenges of what came to be known as COVID protocols. The class of 2021 had no officer candidate course, which meant they had no opportunity to begin to coalesce, to begin to form their unique identity as a class. They had no opportunity to spend quality time with their brothers in the class of 2020, and they missed out on that valuable mentorship time. We selected the top 4 via Zoom and charged forward to the fall. And when we were told we couldn't open on time, everything was truncated. We hastily identified the senior leadership positions and cobbled together a makeshift OCC and shortened cadre training, brought on a new plebe class, created our hybrid bubble, and on the 2nd of September, one day after the county health department authorized us to conduct in-person learning, we hit the ground sprinting and haven't quit. Now, none of this would have been possible without an extraordinary cadet life team who dealt with constantly changing guidance and requirements, and all the while kept us safe. Our truly remarkable faculty, who faced daunting unknowns and uncertainty, yet came to work every day because of their passion for these young men. A staff second to none, focused on keeping the engine running no matter what. A board of trustees that rose to the occasion and supported me and the Academy unhesitatingly. And parents who displayed great patience and understanding as we navigated these uncharted waters. But what was the game changer? The class of 2021. Way back in August, seemingly light years ago, these young men made what appeared to be small decisions. They decided to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. They decided to attack the hardships that were still evolving with a positive attitude. Well, these were anything but small decisions. This was upperclassmen leadership 401. They were facing no open weekends, no local liberty, a makeshift sports year, and no dances. We say brotherhood matters. It certainly did this year. I knew we had something very special here when I became aware of the class of 2021's motto: together or apart, we lead as one. And they displayed their unique sense of humor with their ring design, which included our warrior logo wearing a mask. Brilliant. We've watched you this year, day to day, week to week, month to month. Watched you balance all the things that seniors at Army and Navy Academy have always had to deal with, like classwork, college applications, AP exams, leadership responsibilities. But you have taken these things to another level. You have balanced them in an unprecedented environment and displayed a maturity far beyond what would be expected of young men your age and experience. Certainly every day wasn't a good day, but when we had those challenging times, you never wavered. You adapted and persevered and never quit learning. We kept learning together. As Karen and I prepare to transition to the next phase of our lives, I have followed my own advice and spent some time reflecting on our journey. I kept coming back to the point I just made about learning together. Through the years, I've called it the continuing education of Art Bartell. It culminated this year with this senior class. I've always said that our cadets are our credentials, and never has that statement been truer than this year. As I end my tour of duty as the president of this remarkable academy, I am filled with such pride in what we have accomplished as a team of teams, accomplishments which allowed us to persevere in this year, which has been unlike any other, to adapt and overcome. Class of 2021, you are more than ready to depart this academy through the alumni gate as virtuous men, ready to face the rigors of adulthood, to continue to be bold, be brilliant, and be you. On June 18th, 1940, less than a month before the beginning of the Battle of Britain, Winston Churchill gave an impassioned speech in the British House of Commons that concluded with the famous line, and I quote, "Let us therefore brace ourselves to our duties, and so bear ourselves that, if the British Empire and its Commonwealth last for 1,000 years, men will still say this was their finest hour." Well, ladies and gentlemen, I submit that if Army and Navy Academy lasts for 1,000 years, men will still say this was their finest hour. Thank you, Warrior family, for taking Karen and me into your fold and allowing us to come along for the ride. Once warriors, always warriors. We will forever be warrior proud, warrior strong, and warrior grateful. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Sir, could you come up to the center? Gary? And Benedict. Up to the center, we'll present him his commencement gift.
General Bartell will receive his commencement gift, which is a custom engraved Army and Navy Academy saber.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Our first award today is the Bain-Eade Salutatorian Award, which is named in honor of Charles Bain and Raymond Eade, two late deans of the Academy. The award is presented to the graduating senior with the second highest cumulative grade point average, including 9th grade performance and through first semester senior year. This year's salutatorian is Battalion Executive Officer Cadet Major David Lynn, who is graduating with a GPA of 4.39. David will be attending the Naval Academy next year to study cyber operations. Let's give him a round of applause.
Get a picture, David, right up here.
Oh man, you know when they say I wouldn't want to follow that guy after like a comedic speech or something? Now I have to follow the general, so that's great. Yeah. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is David Lin. I'm the Salutatorian and the former Cadet Battalion Executive Officer of the class of 2021. I'd like to start off by saying, what a year it's been, huh? COVID-19 has rampaged throughout the United States. There was a resurgence in racial hate that were countered by peaceful protests. There's the tragic death of Kobe Bryant and his daughter, the election of Joe Biden, and so forth. Indeed, what a year. I'd like to begin by sharing a message not only to our graduating class of 2021, but to everybody present. I know that this has been a tough year for many of you. You may have experienced depression from being stuck at home for most of the year. You may have or still be experiencing financial troubles, or you may have lost some loved ones dear to you. But I am here to say to you that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Even when everything seems dark, there is still a lot that you can do, and through perseverance there will lead to a bright future and everything will turn out okay. Instead of looking at the downsides of this past year, let us not overlook the great accomplishments that we have achieved. If there's one thing that the coronavirus has done for us, I believe that it has brought us closer together as a community. Even without the ability to be able to socially interact with each other within physical proximity, we have found creative new ways to communicate online, whether it be through social media, this new Zoom app, or even Discord throughout like video games, and I know the class of 2021 can attest to that. This has greatly increased our frequency of interacting with each other and just has taught us to appreciate the company of one another. At the end of the day, COVID may have been one of the best socially challenging experiences of our lives. I'd like to thank the Academy for all the opportunities that we have been given in order to set us up for success. I also believe that deep down, all of the cadets appreciate the chance to hone our academic, leadership, and organizational skills. We are grateful for the preparation that we have been given to enter the colleges of our choice or whatever path that we have chosen to go down, including enlisting in the military service. Without the preparation and support from the faculty, many of us would not have been equipped or prepared for this next step in our lives. So I would like to take this time to thank the faculty and staff, from cadet life to the admissions counselors to the incredible teachers that we have here. So let's give them one more round of applause. I hope that you will all continue to support and aid the future classes that will leave this school, just as you have supported and prepared us for the next level. Now to my fellow graduates of the senior class of 2021. Congratulations on making it through your final year of high school. We have a plethora of amazing schools that we have been accepted to from this class, including USC, UCSD, UCLA, Stanford, and so forth. However, despite making it through your senior year of high school, as we close this chapter on our lives, let us not forget that this is only the beginning. Wherever you go once you leave this academy does not matter. What does matter is what you are willing to make of it. Revolutionaries can come from anywhere. And I have been told this analogy once before. As a golfer, this is the second hole of an 18-hole course. We still have our whole lives ahead of us, and let us not waste that fact. Although we are all very excited to exit high school, we shouldn't forget the lessons that we learned at this academy. No matter how long you've been at the Army and Navy Academy, we must take the experiences that we have learned here and apply them to our daily lives. Despite all the troubles you may have believed you have been through, I guarantee you that these experiences will guide you towards a path of success. And even if this statement doesn't resonate with you, I urge you to focus on the good times that you had at this academy, and you will find peace with what you have had as a high school experience. If there's one thing that I want to be taken away from this speech, it is that this year is only a small obstacle that we had to overcome. There will be many more obstacles that will challenge us to go even further and to persevere throughout our lives. COVID-19 will go down as the worst virus of the past 90 years, but we will power through until it only becomes a blip in our history. I want to end by sharing the words of a very wise man that we all had the honor and privilege of knowing. Stay away from stupid. I look forward to seeing what you will all become, class of 2021, and congratulations on making it through your senior year. Thank you.
Great job, David. The Bradshaw Valedictorian Award is named in memory of Dr. Archie Bradshaw, a 1919 graduate of the Academy who was known as a scholar, a soldier, and a gentleman. It is presented to the graduating senior with the highest cumulative grade point average, including 9th grade performance and through first semester senior year. This year's valedictorian is a Battalion S3 Cadet Major Holden Nguyen. Holden will be graduating with an academic GPA of 4.47 and will be attending Stanford University in the fall.
Holden, they got a sign up for you. Hey, great job. It's all yours.
As Holden makes his way over, this young man started a recycling program, 8th grade or 9th?
Ninth grade.
In 9th grade, raised a huge amount of money on his own, invested it, took that money, donated it to the Academy to really jumpstart our recycling program. One of the most incredible young men I've ever had a chance to meet.
Thank you, sir. I'm short, so I have to put it down a little bit. Before I begin, can we all give a round of applause to David? Yeah, great speech. Okay. Hello, everyone. I hope that you're enjoying your day with your soon-to-be graduates and family. Today, I would like to tell you all about the journey of a boy who got the boot from his middle school and became the valedictorian of his military high school. He came into Army and Navy Academy lacking direction and purpose. But during his time at ANA, he challenged himself, and now he leaves the Academy with the direction and purpose that he was looking for. My story is not the exception. I know that many of you guys relate to this. My parting words to the graduating class and to the underclassmen will be a couple of lessons that have helped facilitate my success inside of ANA, and I believe that these lessons are applicable to life outside of our school as well. But then again, you might want to take my words with a grain of salt due to my many, many years of life experience. Army-Navy is an environment like no other. Embrace it. During my freshman year, I met one of my closest friends. He was a water polo player that had it all. He went to a prestigious school in San Diego. He played varsity as a freshman, and he had found success in almost everything he did. However, he was sent to Army-Navy because he had poor grades. At first, he did not embrace the academy. During the first couple months, all of his energy was spent finding ways to convince his parents to let him leave our school. After he immersed himself in our warrior community, he began to embrace the academy. He came to appreciate the friendships and the supportive community that ANA offered him. He even found a variety of passions like drawing and swimming that he didn't even realize he had. Despite this positive realization, he lost months of time due to complaining instead of filling this time with his newfound passions. To the underclassmen, I believe the lesson from this story is to embrace the academy for its enriching environment. The sooner you embrace it, the more it has to offer. Army-Navy Academy offers an incredibly strong support system. The diverse faculty and staff want nothing more than to see you succeed. I'm grateful for Staff Sergeant Nixon, who was instrumental in my development as an 8th grade troublemaker to senior year valedictorian. To Ms. Siegel, who has done nothing but support and empower me. And to Mr. Dom, who helped me get shredded and lent me his ears whenever I was frustrated. My ANA community taught me lessons that will extend beyond the gates of the school. Thank you. There will be times where our self-esteem falters and we feel lost. A strong support system will help you pick yourself back up and make sure you continue to push yourself. Immerse yourself in ANA support system and use it to your advantage. Focusing on building relationships is just as important as building your staff support system. I met my best friend in 8th grade when he moved into the room across the hall. At Army-Navy, our friendship blossomed. He stood with me at my proudest moments and during my lowest moments. Despite the lows, we have and will continue to always be there for each other. These friendships are not rare here. In fact, I can honestly say that I have them with much of the senior class. In my experience, the easiest way to make such friends is to be your true, authentic self. Don't take yourself too seriously. It's impossible to bond or connect with people if you're arrogant. Find yourselves a friend that is both forgiving and puts you in your place, like Ricky 5-star or Eric Carlson Zhang. It's priceless. My final piece of advice is to give back to your community. When I was in 8th grade, I had a cadet mentor who showed me the ropes and taught me the necessary tools to survive at Army-Navy. I was his son. He taught me how to lead in effective ways and how to read the school's trends. The impact he had on me was formidable. I felt it was my duty to follow in his footsteps and do the same. So during my sophomore year, I made an 8th grader my son. I tried my hardest to teach him everything I knew. I wanted to ensure that he was prepared for Army-Navy and that he had an approach to every situation. Although he's still forging his path, I know he's on the right one. This last lesson is my favorite. Offering guidance to the future generations will help ensure that they don't repeat your mistakes. It's your responsibility to ensure that the same mistakes aren't made. So go raise a son. And to the underclassmen, you're not as lost as you think you are. I know this because I was once in your shoes. Before I came here, I saw no light at the end of the tunnel. Today, I'm at the end of the tunnel, and it's glorious. Soon enough, you'll reach this point too. If you apply my lessons, I promise you that the journey will just be just as beautiful as the destination. And to the class of 2021, these lessons seem to have no application to you. You guys are literally at the end of the tunnel. However, I feel that these are lessons that we can carry on to the next phases of our lives. If we fully embrace whatever environment that we're in, if we have friends and a strong and nurturing support system, and if we take someone under our wing to educate the next generation, then we will find success in whatever endeavor we take on. Thank you, boys, for a great ANA experience. I couldn't have done it without you guys. We did it. So for one last time, Warrior proud. Thank you guys, and have a blessed afternoon with your family.
Thank you, Holden. To continue with the commencement awards, it is my pleasure to introduce the Director of Athletics, Mr. Nehemiah Brunson, and Mr. John Mafucci, who will present the Brookhart Mafucci Scholar Athlete Award.
For those of you cadets who asked me who's Coach Mafucci, here he is. The Brookhart Mafucci Scholar Athlete Award. This award is presented in honor of the late Colonel Pete Brookhart, former teacher, dean, and academy president, and in honor of Coach John Mafucci, who has served as athletic director for over 44 years, among many other roles throughout the years, to include interim president, for a total of 59 years. Coach Mafucci is here to present this award. It is presented to the graduating senior who best exemplifies the ideals of a true scholar athlete. This year's award recipient, Mr. Eric Carlson Zhang.
To continue the Commencement Awards, presenting the Davis Golden Rule Award, I invite Ms. Jolene Mitchell, Faculty Chair, and Ms. Amy Coe, Assistant Dean of Academics, to the podium, please.
This award is the Davis Golden Rule Award. It is named in honor of the founder of Army and Navy Academy, Colonel Thomas A. Davis. It is presented to the graduating senior who best demonstrates the character implied in the Golden Rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. This cadet exemplifies the Academy motto displayed over the arch, Pro Deo et Pro Patria, for God and for country. The Davis Golden Rule Award is presented to Christopher Huggins.
We'll go out front for the picture. Have them come in the middle. Got some curls going. Thank you, Ms. Mitchell and Ms. Coe. At this time, I invite Ms. Janet Pullen, Vice President of Operations and Finance, to the podium to present the Admiral James Bond Stockdale Award for Leadership Excellence with me.
This award is named in honor of Admiral James Bond Stockdale, former POW during the Vietnam War, recipient of the Congressional Medal of Honor, and former honorary member of the Academy Board of Directors. This award is presented to the graduating senior who best exemplifies leadership, excellence, and moral courage during his senior year. This award recipient is Matthew Worrell.
Thank you. Gunnery Sergeant Glimka and I have the honor of presenting the Association of Military Colleges and Schools of the United States Award.
The Association of Military Colleges and Schools of the United States Award presents a medal to the graduating senior who best exemplifies the ideals of the officer leader: moral courage, integrity, honesty, leadership, responsibility, dependability, and stewardship. Colonel William C. Atkinson was involved with this National Organization of Military Schools for decades and served as president several times. This year's award recipient is David Lynn. Next, we'll present the Stella Von Atkinson Honorable Citizenship Award. This award is presented in honor of the late Colonel William C. Atkinson's mother and is presented to the graduating senior who has consistently demonstrated excellent citizenship and moral courage during his years as a cadet. This cadet is also helpful to his teachers, cooperative with his coaches, and caring toward his subordinates. He consistently models the motto above the entryway to the auditorium, Metuit confidit decisas, No one fears to do that which is confident he has learned well. This year's recipient is Jay Abrams.
To continue with the awards, I invite Mr. Ethan Segovia, Dean of Academics, and Faculty Chair Jolene Mitchell to the podium to present the Breidenfeld Award.
This award is named in memory of Cadet Hal Breidenfeld, a 1978 second classman whose passing was mourned by the whole campus. It is presented to the graduating senior who has best lived up to the standard he helped make Army and Navy and the cadet experience better for having been here. This cadet is a big brother to younger cadets. He is every teacher's helper. He demonstrates an uncommon sense of community, stewardship, fairness, and justice. This year's award recipient is Holden Wynn.
The final award to be presented today is the Virginia Powell Atkinson Award, which will be presented by the Academy President, Major General Retired Arthur Bartell, and Army Navy Academy Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Mr. Barry Schreier.
The Virginia Powell Atkinson Award, perhaps the most coveted award presented at commencement, is the Virginia Powell Atkinson Award. The award is named in the honor of the late Colonel William C. Atkinson's wife, affectionately known as Mrs. Addie. The award is presented to the graduating senior who best exemplifies the finest traditions of the Army and Navy Academy and who best represents the end result of the Academy's mission. The award is an engraved United States Army presentation saber. It is presented by the chairman and by the president. This year's recipient is Ethan Hoffman.
You're going to go out there with him. On the, yeah. Just. You guys are going to stay and move to the right or left of the podium. Dean's not yet. You can. Dean's coming up. Ready to go? Yeah. Over to the left.
Before we get to the big moment, would Eric Carlson Zhang please stand? Eric is a lifer and has been at the Academy since 7th grade. He's a top academic cadet, Silver A recipient, company commander, and was involved in multiple varsity sports each year. We're very proud of Eric and his many accomplishments. Let's give him a round of applause.
You're going to respond in a minute.
And now, seniors, family members, faculty, staff, and friends, the moment has finally arrived. General Bartell, as the Dean of Academics, it's my honor to certify that the following cadets from the class of 2021 have met all of the requirements for graduation as indicated on their diplomas.
I accept these cadets and officially declare them graduates of the Army and Navy Academy.
We will now read off the names of our graduates. As a reminder for families, please stay in your seats. Do your best to keep the front area clear to ensure everyone can see. We will begin by recognizing our remote seniors who unfortunately cannot be with us today, but who are with us in spirit. Justin Edmonds Waters, Da Hao, Zakiah Jensen Brown, Fuying Kwan, Honda Lee, Shota Ryu, and Kai Tang. Let's give them a round of applause. We will begin with Jay Abrams. Sawyer Beiruti. Devin Brown. Artem Burtsev. Corey Catavona. Eric Carlson Zhang. Austin Dane. Andre Demersion. Sebastian Iraso. Adam Friedman. Ethan Hoffman. Muen Siu. Christopher Huggins. Chad Jensen. Kyle Kim. William Lee. David Lynn. Tig Lithgow. Estanislao Martinez. John May.
Done? We're on this side now? All right. Here you go, sir.
Ryan McMurtry. Holden Nguyen.
I love you.
Hector Noriega Fernandez.
I'm not.
Andrew Ontiveros. Lawrence Powell. Jack Poley.
He is an awesome kid.
Emilio Quintero. Arjun Rao. Gannon Reed. Paul Shin. Wheezy Tang. Jia Thuan Tran Lee. We're so happy this next young man is able to join us today, Nikolai Suklari. Matias Oreña. Matthew Worrell.
Way to go, Matt.
Maxim Yelisiev. Sungto Zhao. And last but certainly not least, Jeffrey Zhao. Let's do one more without the mask. Let's give these graduates one last round of applause.
And now I'd like to call forward our athletic director, Nehemiah Brunson, for the benediction.
Love you too, man. I hate to say it, but I do. All right, gentlemen. May God's blessings follow you as you find new journeys to travel. May you walk safely along the pathways of your dreams. May His gentle hand guide the decisions you make and the passions that you follow. May your hearts and your lives always reflect love and truth. May hope be a light within you that you carry into each new day. As you leave today, going into a future as yet unmapped, take faith with you as you go into the parts of your life not yet traveled by love, into the parts of the world unexplored by grace. Let compassion and hope be the roads that always Let compassion and hope be the roads that you follow today and always. Graduates, As you leave campus, you should always know that though you may physically leave through those gates, your spirit will never leave our hearts. Always remember, warrior proud, warrior strong.
Deputy Commandant, please take your post and prepare for the retreat ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, this flag retirement ceremony symbolically finalizes the leadership change from 2021 Corps of Cadets to the 2022 Corps of Cadets.
Dr. Delegard, take your post.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the folding and retirement of the colors. Both the Academy and National Colors are laid up for the summer until the start of the next school year. They will be officially unfurled and rededicated on 25 August 2021 at our back-to-school opening assembly in the chapel. Ladies and gentlemen, please give the Corps of Cadets a vigorous round of applause for completing a successful school year. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the departure of the selected recessional party. General Bartell, will you please lead the recessional party? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduates of class of 2021. Some final notes, please. I ask that you all please be seated, and we ask that you remain in your seats while we move the senior class into position at the senior well. You may be tempted to move around and get a better view, but we ask that you focus on the large screen behind me that will be live streaming the event from the senior well. Once that is complete, I will invite you personally on the live screen to come over and join your cadets and take photos. Thank you. you ready to call? Adjutant, please bring your class to attention.
Class of 2021, attention! Sir, the countdown deck is 38 highly motivated, truly dedicated Army and Navy Academy Senior Cadets, Staff Sergeant.
At military academies around the world, for many generations of cadets and midshipmen, they have tossed their hats into the air once dismissed. At Army-Navy Academy, we follow this time-honored tradition.
Class 2021, alma mater. Ready? Begin.
Sheltered by the sun-kissed hills, bordered by the sea. Hail to alma mater, our mother ever be. May the standards lead us on to victory. Hail to alma mater, all hail to thee. Proudly stand as one accord, proudly do we sing. Brother stands by brother, now hear our voices ring. May the standards lead us on, strong in loyalty. Hail to Army, Navy, all hail to thee.
Hey, warrior proud!
Warrior proud!
Class 2021, dismissed!
Senior advisor, push him out the gate.
I love you all, so let me out of this country. Hey, you ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the morning ceremony. You are welcome to join your graduating cadet on campus. We ask that you carefully cross the street through the main archway behind me and meet your graduate here in front of Davis Hall or on the senior lawn. Thank you and have a great day.